how much I love Journey Spice. Journey Spice, non-GMO, no salt, no sugar, just all sorts of goodness and smart, environmentally friendly packaging. Pinch the top, take it off. Food tastes better. Comes in singles, 2-packs, and 4-packs. It's Journey Spice. Find them at Amazon.com. Time for Denver's best sports talk with the Altitude Daily.
This is the Altitude Daily Podcast. Everything you can't miss from today on Altitude Sports Radio. Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane.
What do you think the Broncos coaching staff is going to be focused on Saturday night? What do you think Sean Payton wants to see out of this game? Is there any decisions going to be made?
I've said it all week. I said the focus should be on the run game this entire preseason, establishing the run game, which is hard to do because in the preseason, the practice today could indicate a lot of what they'll work on Saturday. Like sometimes these practices and these joint sessions, they're more physical than the game. Depends what we see. I think they have to establish a competent run game because last season at times was incompetent. Would you guys agree?
Yes.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
Yes.
I mean, they couldn't. That's why Bo Nix. It's part of the reason why Bo Nix had such a good rookie year at the quarterback spot, yards-wise and so on, is because they threw the football a lot. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't all downfield shots. I mean, that one pass
most of it wasn't downfield shots.
No, it's check down Charlie City. So you're talking about very efficient. The reason Bo Nix didn't take a lot of sacks is because he's not in the 7-step drop. He's a ton of swing passes and screens and little dumps over the middle, that sort of thing. We're not talking about a guy who's standing back in the pocket, waiting for the play to develop, and then going up top. Look, we're watching highlights from last year.
Yeah.
Bert, when you're watching some of these highlights, what are you seeing out of these quarterbacks?
I mean, listen, we've seen some pretty good quarterbacks at the highlights they've been throwing up here.
When you see these guys are chucking it over the secondary.
That's like, well, you said you finally watched Hard Knocks last night after doing us dirty the night before, and Hard Knocks if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, Hard Knocks manipulated you emotionally because they started the show and then they showed the 4 Super Bowl losses from the 90s against, you know what I'm talking about? Then they showed the Bills getting or losing to the Chiefs last year in the playoffs. But then they did an entire highlight package of Josh Allen just tearing up the league last year and winning that MVP. And if you're a Bills fan, how do you feel about that? You're like, that's the lowest moments in our franchise history, but look at Josh go.
Right.
Look at that dude go.
No doubt about it, and he'll throw the ball all over the field, and he did it in that first episode. But I'm looking for more of that out of Bo Nix this year, Vic.
But you're not going to see that in a preseason game.
No.
Right?
But what I'm saying,
whatever Peyton has put in these new wrinkles in the offense, we're not going to see that on Saturday.
No, what I'm saying is that if you establish a running game, this gets back to Vic's point. If you establish a running game, it is going to open up more of the damn field for number 10, and he can, I think, be even better.
The Altitude Daily. Polumbus, Hastings, and DMAC.
Bo Nix is solid, high floor, but my question on him is, where is the ceiling? Is it high or not? I don't know.
I think we're going to learn that this year.
This year is it's the beginning of the discovery of Bo Nix's ceiling. Last year was all about just making him an adequate starter in the National Football League.
Don't screw it up. Don't crash the car.
Now, is that what Bo is? Is that how Sean's going to treat him for the longevity of his time here as a Denver Broncos starting quarterback? We don't know. Because Sean has certainly gone on a national stump trail to let everybody know that Bo had the lowest bad play percentage in the college football draft 2 years ago. And he was in the, what do we find, was he one of the best 5 quarterbacks in the National Football League last year in terms of how often and how frequently a negative play, a sack, a fumble, an interception occurred.
Yeah, he doesn't screw it up. He doesn't crash the car, but can he punch the gas and pass 5 cars on a turn when you really need him to? We don't know.
Because one thing I noticed about that list, there weren't a ton of guys that are in that top 4. Am I right in saying that? In the top 5 of bad play percentage quarterbacks that do a really good job of minimizing damage, Pat Mahomes was in a top 4 guy. Joe Burrow wasn't a top 4 guy. And I'd say those 2 guys are your 2
Josh
guys.
Allen was, and Lamar Jackson was.
Yeah, and I would argue that the two that I mentioned are the two best passers that can win games with their arm. Like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson have not proven that they can win games when it really, really matters with their arm.
Yeah, Joe Burrow's the only one who has beaten their AFC contemporary in a championship game.
The Altitude Daily. Kreckman and Lindahl.
Okay. Sometimes I despise the hypocritical jackwads that are running this league, and they are so freaking hypocritical, it drives me insane. And this is as prime of an example as you are ever going to get. And I'm relatively passionate about this subject because it has nothing to do with smelling salts. It has everything to do with their lack of care for players and the way that they act like they do. Okay? And I could tie this all the way back to the beginning of my career when they're passing out Ambien like candy and getting us all addicted to it, passing out painkillers like candy, getting us all what?
Team provided.
Team provided. Sitting there at the back of the meeting room on a Saturday night with envelopes. Don't have to see a doctor. Just, hey, if you want Ambien, get in line. Here's a little envelope with Ambien, right? Oh, you like it on Saturday night? You want it on Sunday night? You know what? Here's another one on Sunday. Oh, Monday I go in. You know what? I kind of like that Saturday and Sunday. How about you give it to me the rest of the week? No problem. 15 years later, you're still getting a script for it, okay? This stuff, and then they try to ban it, and then they act like, oh, well, you know what? The older players, you're kind of grandfathered into this thing. We'll keep giving you guys your stuff, but everybody else, this applies to you. Now, I just want people to actually think about how hypocritical this move is for a second. Think about this, okay? So the NFL is telling you, first off, let's just make it clear, banning smelling salts is stupid. It's stupid. And they're like, there's nothing wrong with smelling salts, but what the NFL is telling you, smelling salts are really, really bad. They're so bad that they mask concussions. You know what? So these things are really bad. So you know what? You're not allowed to take those things anymore. We're going to ban these things. Kind of. Sort of. We're going to kind of sort of ban these things. Well, you know what we're going to do actually? Actually, they're really, really bad, so the team can't provide them. But we thought about it. They're actually not that bad. So if you want to take them on your own, go ahead. You know, if you want to go to Amazon.com and buy your own smelling salts, go ahead and bring it to the field. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. You can bring those to the field, right? So they're really, really bad because they mask concussions. We don't want to get our asses sued, so we're no longer going to provide it. Yeah. But they're actually not bad, so you're allowed to take them on your own. Well, which one is it? If you're telling me that they're bad, it's bad. If you're telling me that they're bad, if you've got science that says these are masking concussions, if you've got science that says ammonia is going to kill my brain cells, if you've got data to prove that this is bad, well, ban them. Cool. I can buy into it. If you can tell me, if you can prove to me that these are bad, I will buy into it. But don't be a bunch of hypocritical jackwads that just want to go over there and cover your own ass and tell me that we're not going to provide it, but they're not that bad, so you could go ahead and do it on your own.
The Altitude Daily. Kreckman and Lindahl.
Well, and Daryl, look, I saw it. Again, I told you I watched him in college, and Shedeur was a lot of fun for a college player, and I appreciate the excitement and energy he brought back to CU. I also know he needs to learn, I think, how to go to I don't know if he needs to learn it, but he's got to go through the progressions better. He's got to not always want to throw the home run ball, which is, frankly, his line sometimes is so bad. His only choice was to escape pressure early and find Travis Hunter somewhere in the great beyond. Right. He did have a great group of receivers, but again, I had guys telling me he's got to learn to run a pro offense on time the way the coaches want to. Has he been any better at that part of it, can you tell? No, that's a no.
Clearly the Browns don't think so because, again, he is firmly the number 4 quarterback on the roster. Footwork needs work. I mean, just even in some drills, you can tell he has football trauma, right? Like you said, every snap at Colorado was a jailbreak. So he's constantly trying to find ways to evade that pressure and whatnot, and you'll watch like 7-on-7s, and there's no offensive line, no defensive line, and he is simulating himself, and it's just a straight 3, 5, 7-step drop, let it rip, right? Well, while he's going through that, he's simulating that he's under siege, and that's not what, that's not what PTSD. The Browns coaches right, that's not what the Browns coaches are looking for right now, right? So there are some habits in his game that I think that the Browns are working to break. And they feel that obviously he's got the capability of doing that. I would agree with you the learning the pro offense part of things. I think that that's an area the Browns would like to see some more growth. And then again, it goes back to it's not that he's not a good player or whatnot, or he has a bad attitude or any of these other ridiculous narratives that are out there. He just has some things both physically and also just behind the scenes from a preparation standpoint that he needs to adjust to. And if he is able to make those adjustments, then yeah, he is going to, in my view, I think he'll be a pretty good quarterback. Will he be elite? I have no idea. But could he be a good quarterback? Sure, absolutely. But there are things that need to happen, from a growth standpoint with him for that to occur.
You've been listening to the Altitude Daily. Catch us live weekdays on 92.5 FM, the Altitude Sports Radio app, twitch.tv/AltitudeSR, youtube.com @Altitude Sports Radio, and your favorite smart speaker. Say Altitude Sports Radio.